best of 3 here. If DRG does not win this game, he will still be fighting for top 6. If he wins this best of 3, which means he wins the next 2 matches, it's not an easy feat whatsoever, then he will be guaranteed top 6. Both players are ready. Let's make sure we are a ref so we can talk to them if need be and get this map started. We are headed to MLG Metropolis, one of the newer maps here in the MLG pool for Spring Arena 1. And, I mean, what are your thoughts on it? It's basically Metalopolis kind of on a tilted axis in a sense.
I mean, I like a lot of things about Metropolis. I really like, number one, I know you might maybe not agree with me that much, but man, I think that the debris out in front of your natural just give that, that added depth that really gives you the options to change how your engagements happen as the game goes on.
Right, right. The other thing, too, is that I like the wide open space here in the center of the map. It really allows for some interesting stuff. Protosses, of course, probably don't like that at all because force fields are basically nullified due to the map and not because of what your opponent is doing. But we'll get back to the map in just a second. We do have to introduce our players up here at the top portion of the map. The Red Terran Marineking Prime here, up 1 game against DRG. Takes him out here. He will deny DRG access into that top 6, and DRG is going to have to find it out another way, which means that he will not be in control of his destiny as he spawns down here in the blue Zerg on the bottom south, or in the south position of this map.
That's right, DRG down here playing for Team MVP. Man, his back is really against the wall moving into this one, right? There was just so much on the line, and, like, it must be pretty frustrating, I guess, right? Knowing that, hey, if I lose this, it's not guaranteed one way or the other. It's more like I still have to wait on other results to find out whether or not I'm actually eliminated.
Right, right.
So there's actually, there's no peace of mind no matter how he draws this.
So the thing is that I don't know all the specifics here, but the biggest thing is that if DRG loses this, he is no longer in control of his own destiny. He has to rely on other people's failures and other people's success in this tournament to be what pushes him through it. So it's really, really do or die time right now for DRG, being a game down against MKP, and MKP went for that gas first. So we might be seeing, if he adds on a second gas here after killing the drone, some Banshee style of play.
Oh man, if he just decides to mix it up and just do like a hard 1-1-1 after the first game,
right?
Just like throw a wrench at DRG, like, oh yeah man, I know you're gonna think that I'm gonna like macro and stuff, but nope, you're done.
Yeah, it would be pretty hard to stop. He would have to have his creep out there and have Banelings already out. And hopefully Baneling speed, but we'll see what MKP is up to here, as we can already see the Quick Factory going down. So very early Hellions here, I think, will be the choice, as he already has pulled SCVs from that refinery. With only 1 there, he will just obviously not have enough to throw the starport down. Meanwhile, we'll see if that'll get in there before DRG can get his Spinecrawler and or Roaches out, and also the Queens. Now, what is this drone up to here? Looks like he's just, looks like he's just kind of sneaking around, see if there's any leftover SCVs. Was happy with what he saw over here, so it looks like he has come back to mining. Should see 2 Queens start. Yep, all right, like clockwork here for DRG, and he will be getting gas right about now.
And now over here we do see MKP going through that very standard liftoff and the swap over to the reactors, so those double Hellions are going to be out there. And like you were just saying, is he going to get down a Spinecrawler, or is DRG just really going to eke out any advantage he can and try to keep up that economy as far ahead as possible? Really, you can make the defense with just the 2 Queens, right? As long as you see those Hellions coming in, it's possible that you move one of your Queens out to the ramp to make sure that they don't get up into the main to get all that free information. But it can be, it can be pretty risky not getting that Spinecrawler out there.
Yeah, and it looks like he will not have it. He's going to have 6 Lings. Speed only halfway done. Lings are going out on the map, actually. They're going to run straight into those Hellions and be easily taken out. One of them falling, the other one making it back. There's the Spinecrawler a little bit late going down for DRG, or just a little bit early for Marineking. But, oh, wow. One of the Hellions actually getting stuck on the ramp. Poor control by MKP as he basically forced his way up into the main. A lot of Lings being taken out by that single Hellion. 2 more on the way now. That Spinecrawler is getting very, very close to being finished. This Queen is going to be rather annoying on hold position, denying entry up the ramp for these Hellions.
Oh man, but being able to outrange those Queens can just be so annoying. And now let's actually take a look at that energy on the second Queen. Is it going to be able to transfuse the first one? No. Oh man, how about the third one? No, there's actually no transfuse possible, but of course now he's just going to be very defensive with that last Queen. One of the Hellions does go down while it's up in the ramp. couple of Lings got fried there, but not too much damage incurred.
And there is the expansion coming down for MKP. Hasn't started anything on this tech lab just yet, but it does have the gas, so I do imagine that should be starting soon. Third command center has begun, and it looks like the MKP is just going to deny any drones out here for DRG, which means he will be stuck on 2 base. Some speedlings actually coming up, and they're going to be able to get in and deny that Rax from landing, and now he's going to be on hold position here. The Hellions should be able to take him out, but let's see how many SCVs he actually can take out here. Wow, only 2, so he did get in and see exactly what's going on, though.
Yeah, actually, I'm not sure if they... I didn't hear any SCVs dying from that push, so maybe they were already dead? Either way, he didn't get too much out of that. He did get in, got a little bit of information, delayed the building from being able to land back onto that reactor. But, yeah, I guess pretty nice cleanup from MKP.
A lot of Hellions out here for MKP. The nice thing for DRG is that, you know, Hellions will just take so long to chip away at a hatchery, even as it's building, that you can just simply take a very early third, and there's not a damn thing the Terran player can do about it. One thing that he actually could do about it is add on a tech lab, I believe, and get some Marauders out, but we do not see that coming from MKP.
Double NG Bay.
Double NG Bay, so we'll be getting very quick bio upgrades, not really a big stretch of the imagination here. The Lings running in and dropping a couple Marines. The big thing that they could obviously kill here would be that super tank, but just not enough units at the moment.
Yeah, now, we were talking about this a little bit earlier in the day, that throughout this tournament, it seems like Marineking is actually the only player that really likes upgrades.
Well,
For whatever reason, like, he ends up in so many situations where he just out-upgrades his opponents repeatedly, and he just, like, crushes them.
Yeah, Gonzi actually had a pretty similar style here, I believe, against DRG earlier today with this very quick upgrade style of play, but MKP hasn't started them yet, so he should actually, as he does have enough, well, he did
Plenty,
have enough barrels, but he's going to be doing a wall off here, and the Hellions are still very active. It's been very good with moving the spine crawler up ever so slowly. We see double upgrades actually going for DRG, and he will be going for that heavy infestor style of play with that quick melee upgrades there for the Lings. So he's going to have map control here probably in about a minute or two with a huge influx of Lings.
Yeah, man, we've seen just how effective that infestor and melee upgrade combination army can be, especially because he's also getting Carapace out there as well, so that means that those Marines are just going to be that much less effective. And now MKP going up for the pre-igniter upgrade, so that's going to be some blue flame Hellions out there, just as he also is a few seconds into starting that infantry level 1 and armor as well. Now we have MKP just continuing. Man, he's actually adding on an additional factory here. So he's going to be doing a really heavy ground push. Oh man, and in comes an armory.
So most likely what he'll be doing there is using it for, I would think, some upgrades later on, or obviously you can get 2-2 with that. At least that unlocks it, so it will be some time. Baneling speed started here for DRG, as well as Zerg Carapace upgrade level 2. Should be starting melee attacks as well. The Spire is going down, and a couple of spine crawlers here. He's got to be careful, though.
Oh, man.
Okay, actually, Marineking losing control there for a little bit. And here we go, actually. We do have some updates here. To really
wow. MKP really turning that one around. Oh,
yeah,
man,
Blue Flame.
And Blue Flame finishes up, and he's just going to fry those
MKP
flames.
going mech? Kinda.
I mean,
He's
added
like
one
this,
extra factory.
Yeah, he's going for like this weird kind of mech hybrid. What is that? It is only a Rax, but third base has started. We do have some updates. So Gonzi and Hart are both top 6. If DRG wins, this parting is knocked out. If DRG loses it, then we go into some tiebreakers here. So very interesting stuff. It really is all hinging on DRG to decide how this tournament is going to be wrapped up for day 2. And then tomorrow for Championships Sunday is where the bracket play comes into action. And that'll be a lot of fun because it means Marineking will be able to choose who he plays in the second round of that 6-person bracket.
Oh, yeah. Wow, he's going to be able to, like, that's really nice. That is an interesting level of depth to the competition.
Basically, he's just going to choose the one player that he destroyed in pool play, I would suspect. And there's no extended series, so he can easily do that.
Well, and really with a record like he has right now, who hasn't he destroyed from pool play?
Right. The only player being MC was incredibly close game. But meanwhile, guys, here we do have DRG doing its best to take out this little attack from Marineking. and he will be able to do so.
Whoa.
But let's see what the follow-up attack is going to be for MKP. You know, he actually does not have all that much right now. A lot of mutas out on the map for DRG with 9 more coming in. Let's see how many. Oh, he only has 2, so he lost a lot in the engagement. So 9 more popping down here. Just now starting the flyer attack upgrade +1. Tunnelings going over here to the side, to the right side base. And he's going to be able to stop mining for just a little while.
Man, those blue flame Hellions just wreck Lings so hard. Now he's stopping all of those mules from being able to mine for too much longer. He does actually kill one of them. Kills, I think, just about that second mule is almost down. No, he's not able to finish it off. MKP gets in there with a little bit of cleanup, but not without any SCVs killed. And now there's a lot of mutalists, a little group of 6 of them, but really, that's just too many Marines for him to want to fight.
And bunch of Lings come out here, already halfway through for melee attacks. Man, it's been a long day.
Yes, it most certainly has. Nothing like the Saturdays, man.
Saturdays at MLG, that is game time basically. So, MKP.
And it doesn't stop. It is game time all the time on Saturday.
Oh, is he going to be able to get this tech lab with Stim? And he does. It's going to be a major annoyance here. He needs to make sure that he doesn't lose a lot of these, but he can just be very nimble in the main base of Marineking Pirate because he doesn't have Stim. That actually would set up a huge timing for Marineking, I'm pretty sure, if Stim had finished.
And that's the only barracks that he has that had a tech lab on it, right? So he actually has to rebuild a tech lab and then start over. So that means that there's almost 2 full minutes that DRG is not going to have to worry about Stim now.
Mutas are still out on the map, but DRG a little bit undecided as to what he wants to do. Not that many Marines over here, but he's got to be careful still, as every muta counts at this point in the game. And
no muta left behind.
No muta left behind. He's going up on Hive pretty quick here. So Infestors are coming out. We're going to see that switch to Broodlords. But his creep, you know, it's really not that spread. He might want to get some more creep to really help out this upcoming attack that he really wants to do. The big kind of in-game goal that all Zergs want in this matchup.
And he's finished up that pathogen glands upgrade, so as soon as those infestors come out, they will have enough for the fungal. Now, all that DRG needs to do, really, is just buy enough time. Oh, man. He is building so many Lings. And Lings, you know, we talked about them being relatively cheap. Whoa. Now, was it DRG that earlier today actually said that he likes Mutalisks, or excuse me, Ultralisks more in certain situations?
I don't know. I don't know who would say that. I mean, I guess in certain situations,
I think one of Slasher's tweets exposed that.
Well, in breaking one of the interviews, I guess. That was breaking news. We do have the Greater Spire here, as well as that Ultralisk Cavern. Mutas are actually fighting into the main. They will be met by a Thor and his best friends of the... Hold on 1 second, Rob. Do you know that real men drill deep? Man. Do you know that?
You know what? I'd heard whispers of such, but good to know. Thanks, Metropolis. Oh man, and over here, speaking of drilling deep, DRG is drilling so deep into the macro game, laying down a 5th base. Really just doing a good job keeping on top of it.
Ling run by over here into the 3rd base of MKP, and there's nothing in sight to stop that, except for, I guess, 2 Marines for some reason still left over here. But at the same time, MKP is pushing up on the left-hand side of the map, doing his best to take out all of this creep. But here we go. DRG has something to say about this, as he has many Banelings and Fungals. The Banelings even are going to try and take out those Thors. That was a very quick cleanup there.
Oh, that quick magic box DRG. Also moving in for the cleanup as well, getting over those Thors and finishing up those real quick. And man, DRG continuing with the multi-pronged assault, moves into the 3rd and cleans up everything over there as well. It's not looking like MKP is long for this world, man. He's microing really well over here. We see DRG going in for the cleanup on those remaining 2 medevacs, and I don't know that there's too much that MKP can do to stay in this game.
Well, Rob, there is a... Oh, okay, never mind.
It was clearly the Ultralisk, man.
Yeah, there was a single Ultra coming, and that was going to be the one to end the game. He was going to end the war in the north, figure out exactly what was going on, but he's going to have a buddy to do it now. So
he's going to waddle along and just finish it off.
Yeah, Lings and Mutalisk coming over here, and probably going to put some more pressure onto that 3rd base. A single Thor and a handful of Mutas plus this turret stand in its way. Gotta be careful. You can't lose too many of these Mutas as he magic boxes. The Lings actually being taken out. Thor falls, but there's way too many Marines here, and there come all the Ultras as well as the 3/3 upgrades, plus that all-important kindness plating.
Oh man, those Ultras. Now this is going to be the moment of truth, right? When you have just about double the amount of supply that your opponent has,
Yeah.
and then you decide to go Ultralisks, and you don't win the game.
Well,
it could be
that
a bad situation for DRG.
Yeah, yeah.
I think he'll be able to close it out.
I'm pretty sure there's a running joke or maybe a running bet among pro gamers in this matchup that if you go Ultralisk,
who can win with Ultralisk?
Who can win with Ultras? If you go pure Ultra and you win the game, there's probably like a pot of $1 million that you will earn because every single Zerg player is thrown into that because they know it's not possible.
You just haven't seen it happen.
That's
all. We know it's possible, right? It's got to be possible, right? Anything's possible in StarCraft, right, JP?
I don't know. Maybe Heart of the Swarm, buddy, as they are getting that charge upgrade. Apparently, who even knows if that's still here? Here we go, as DRG is going to throw everything and drill deep against this force of MKP. Bailing's connecting, doing a pretty good job taking out the majority of those Marines. But now he's got to chew through these Thors over here.
Oh.
It's a magic box. Those mutas are getting pretty low, and there he goes. A lot of Marines left, though. And the numbers of DRG are dwindling. Oh, great control by MKP. He's very well known for that, guys. All right, he's doing it, guys. This is what we talk about here.
Oh, man, that Hero Ultra trying to fight those, like, 8 Marines by himself and the Thor getting dropped in and out of the medevac.
He must have not been using a diamond drill bit, man, because that was terrible. He got stopped by what would have been an in-game kind of killing blow, and he's going back.
The subterranean layer there, it just wasn't cracking for him, man. You know, he thought that he had reached appropriate subterranean levels. He thought that he was deep enough.
Yeah.
It just,
we sound
wasn't
like
able to break through.
This sounds like what's it called? What was that terrible movie with Bruce Willis and Ben Affleck, where they have to drill into the asteroid? It makes no logical sense. Armageddon. That's where this actually is right now.
Oh man, that movie had one of the best songs from a movie of all time.
Yeah, it did. It did. Now I'm just gonna have that in my head all night. Maybe we can play it as the outro song tonight. We'll get back to you on that, guys. Meanwhile, DRG is going for a follow-up attack here with a bunch of Banelings and some Ultras coming on, but he's also gonna have some Corruptors here. And additionally, some Broodlords pretty soon.
Man, you know what, JP? There's just been so much action this whole weekend long. And everybody watching, fortunately enough, is not going to have missed a thing.
Yeah, man. And we're about to miss this fight, Rob, as you try to tell a terrible joke. As MKP is doing his best to knock DRG out of this tournament.
No.
And here's the big turnaround. DRG, you went Ultras, you silly, silly person. Why would you not go Broodlords? You had the gas for it, obviously. I believe you also had some Infestors out on the field, and now you're paying for it with your tournament life.
Oh man, this is rough. This is really rough for DRG. He's tried to break him twice and continues to try to use it, but like I guess making drills out of Ultralisk tusks.
Yeah, this is almost as sad
durable,
as Bruce Willis being lowered down as he has to hit the nuke and die on the asteroid. Because he dies in that movie, man. It's a terrible story. Liv Tyler loses her father, and DRG is losing his tournament life. That is actually a lot of Ultras.
Or is he?
On the river coming out here for DRG. Maybe I spoke too soon, as the Thors are being fixed up. Yeah, that's true. The Corruptors are going to be able to take these out. Maybe. It's going to be close. That's a lot of the resources up there. The tank's going down. All that remains is an Ultra. If it lands, it can't squash those Ultras. It's a very weird engagement here. And that is a lot of units here. 3-3 are going to do so much damage to these
okay, he'll
Ultras.
get on the creep and he'll get away.
This is a weird, weird situation. They're just constantly going back and forth. A lot of Lings coming out. And also a little bit of a Ling run by here. Going to run straight into the main base of Marineking. Beat Matt. Oh, okay. Marineking being very aware of what's going on with his mini-map. And now he is trying to take the map, but there is this orbital command over here on the right-hand side that has to try to squash it, Zergling, or do its best here. And just, okay, there's the scan. He's going to be able to take that out and go up on, let's see, how many bases is
yeah, DRG's moved out to take his 6, but really hasn't saturated it right now. I think that he's on 3 mining bases.
Yeah, and I mean
MKP's on like 2.5 or something like that.
Something like that. Ling's now trying once again to run in as he's kind of freeing up supply.
Oh.
And Broodlords.
Yeah, DRG getting serious now. He's like, all right, I'll make this other unit. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, he's also got 1-2 upgrades on this with the 3rd attack upgrade coming into play and Zerg Carapace level 2 on the way. So this is going to be an in-game fight. basically leave it to Marineking and DRG to provide a crazy finale to what has been a pretty fun game here so far.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, DRG made it interesting, right?
Right.
They got really close. And now we'll see if he's going to be able to close it out or not. Now, MKP is moving out here on to the 6th of DRG. Going to be able to take that down pretty quickly. Fortunately enough for DRG, there's actually not a whole lot of drones out there for him.
Wow.
Now, the Ultras are going to be down on the ground trying to absorb all of this damage, but really, these Broodlords are effectively just about undefended, right? Because he doesn't have Infestors to stop the Terran army from getting too close.
Right, and, you know, as MKP saw the Broodlords, where in the hell are they? All of the, there are the starports actually being built. So anyways, right here we see MKP trying to get the flank on all these units. We'll have to keep an eye on these Broodlords. A lot of units coming from behind, but it looks like DRG cannot decide on
he hasn't split on moving out his Ultras. He needs to split them up separate. Okay, good. So that both of the sides have enough meat on them to try to make it last as long as possible. There's a bunch of the Infestors getting in there as well, and it's looking like the Ultras are going to be able to clean it up.
125 to 198, 68 lings on the way for DRG. I think we might be seeing an all-important Game 3, but I've spoke soon a lot this match. A lot of Vikings coming out on the way, and not that many Corruptors. So these Broodlords have
all of the Broodlings.
Yeah, they're effectively toddlers running at the speed of light at your opponent. That is a scary freaking sight as a Marine here. And Marineking is going to have to deal with all these lings on the way now. Needs to get over here and get us around on these units. It looks like no. He might just send everything into the main base here. Getting us around on the 2 Thors. Is it going to be 1-1 going to that all-important Game 3?
Yes, it is.
As DRG takes it. And the next map will be on Cloud Kingdom. That'll be the map that decides DRG's fate in this tournament. I don't want to miss that match or a thing about it.
Not at all.
We can keep making bad puns all night,
and we'll continue doing it because I mean, it's a great part of pop culture, and so it's important that we keep it present in our minds.
Exactly.
Man, that game, Ultras, man.
Ultras, man. Like, I didn't really agree with DRG getting them.
But in the end, there in that last engagement, it was like, oh, okay, I guess those kind of work in lieu of fungal growth. I guess if there's Ultras in the way, they can't run to certain areas, which is almost like they're fungal.
Right. Both players want to get this match started. We got the ref spot.